Why do people get stuck in dysfunctional patterns? This question just came in, and along with this question, there were some sub-questions. Is it from ignoring the issue? Is it from being in fight or flight all the time? Is fight or flight something that's just always there? Do we get healed and then the trauma comes back every couple of years? What is it? Thank you to the person who asked this question. It's a beautiful question, actually. It is a bit complex, and I'm going to respond from my own perspective as a clinician, but you could probably ask a lot of other clinicians and or spiritual people, and they may have different perspectives. So here's my thought on it. Why do people get stuck in these dysfunctional patterns? What causes them to just continue to loop and not seem to be able to break out of that paradigm? Okay, so number one, when we're very young, if we experience any kind of trauma or difficulty or upset, whatever that is, it could be extreme trauma, such as aggravated assault, or it could just be smaller things like not being able to communicate well and negotiate things like playing in the sandbox and sharing toys. It's different for every child. But as a child, the subconscious does something very interesting. It tries to protect us from pain. And so in this space of protection, we might dissociate, we may tend to check out, we may compartmentalize problems and not really see how big they are. It's about protecting us before we have the necessary resources to be able to navigate things that create emotional and or physical pain. While this protection, this internal defense mechanism is natural, it's normal, to some degrees it's healthy, the protection can also create a lack of awareness in humans. So this same subconscious that protects us when it doesn't feel we have the wherewithal to respond appropriately, it also gently, from the time we're very young, does reveal where the areas of problem exist. So from the time we're young, we'll have subconscious thoughts, or we might have a memory, we might have a dream, we have flashbacks. Various things begin to get introduced to us at a subconscious level as preparation for us to actually begin to deal with problematic areas of our lives. The problem is, without self-awareness and without effective coping skills, sometimes we stay stuck and we don't quite know how to navigate out of an issue. So what I'm saying is, as we grow and develop, the subconscious will begin to reveal that there are issues. And I'll give you an example. When I was 15 years old, I was sitting in a Spanish class. I have no idea what the teacher said. I remember my textbook was open on the desk. She said something in Spanish. All of a sudden, I had a memory of something I had suppressed, repressed, and then I had a panic attack at 15 years old for the very first time. I had no idea that was even something that could happen to me, and it was extremely scary. Without healthy coping skills, we may continue to engage in triggering behavior. So the subconscious begins to show us things at a very subtle level at first, gently at first, so that we get the message that there's something that needs to be corrected. But because we were protected, and because there's a lack of self-awareness, without realizing that there's a problem at the root of everything that we need to solve, that we need to fix, that we need to heal, we may actually continue to trigger our own selves. This can be done with drugs. It can be done by picking the wrong friends or picking partners that don't treat you well. It might be self-harm. Any of these types of behaviors engaging in things that continue to self-sabotage you and hurt you and make you feel badly about yourself, these things perpetuate a vicious cycle of triggers, reactivity, more pain, and negative coping, and it just continues. Okay, so without having healthy coping skills, a person is going to continue to trigger themselves. And at the subconscious level, they're going to keep having these clues, these inklings that something's wrong, but they don't have any way of fixing the problem because they were never taught. They didn't learn the actual coping skills. So then they react in some way, and then there's more pain, and then there's a negative coping skill to try and alleviate the pain, but of course it never works. So at some point in my opinion, in either adolescence or most likely in your adult life, your subconscious, it's really clear that your subconscious is either your friend or your enemy. The subconscious is your friend when you are making healthy choices that support your highest good. Your subconscious is your enemy when you are constantly engaging in self-sabotaging behavior, lacking self-awareness, and continuing to perpetuate or create your own pain. You know that your subconscious is not your friend when you engage in negative self-talk, self-criticism, self-judgment, self-loathing, worthlessness, hopelessness, chronic anxiety, chronic depression, feeling like harming self, not wanting to be here, woe is me, victim mindset. This is how we know that at a subconscious level, we are in deep, deep trouble. We are in deep, deep pain, and the subconscious is not our friend. In fact, I believe that the subconscious, is mad at us, and it's mad at us for not getting the clues that it's been sending us for a long time that we need healing. We're not getting the memo. We're not becoming self-actualized. We're not doing the work to actually heal. And at this point, the subconscious that was once protecting us sort of turns on us. It's like it becomes sort of like an internal virus, and the thing that at one point was able to help us and protect us now becomes the poison. So in order to make friends with the subconscious, you have to do the work. And what do I mean by that? Therapy, recovery of some sort, eliminate toxicity, create new healthy patterns. Doing the work causes the subconscious to trust you again. It causes the subconscious to be on your team again. The work can create internal congruence, whereas that pattern of self-sabotage and ignoring subconscious clues creates cognitive dissonance, because when you aren't listening to your subconscious, when you are so disconnected from your own brain, your own subconscious, your own nervous system, your own moral code, your own values, when you are disconnected from what actually helps, what actually can heal you, that creates cognitive dissonance. And your cognitive dissonance may be very subconscious, so you're not even aware that you're in cognitive dissonance, that you're stuck, that your ideals and the way you actually show up and run your life are not on the same page. So when you do the work, you actually can begin to calm your amygdala. The amygdala is our emotional center in the brain. When the amygdala gets triggered and senses danger, it will catapult us into a fight or flight response. Okay, and if we're stuck in fight or flight, then the negative patterns are going to continue to run havoc in our lives. We're going to continue to do the drugs. We're going to continue to date the wrong people. We're going to continue to always, act out on the job and lose the job and get fired and, get evicted, and all of the messy parts will continue to happen because the amygdala is constantly sensing danger. You're constantly being catapulted into fight or flight reaction. And in that space, there's never really any healing if you're constantly fixating on all of the problems and woe is me and everything that's wrong with you or wrong with the world and always blaming, in that space, no solutions are actually being created. So, calming your self-concept, calming your opinion of yourself, learning to love yourself, and learning to practice self-care, and learning healthy coping skills, and learning to self-regulate is going to be super important. Before healing occurs, the nervous system is pretty much a train wreck, and therefore it needs major healing. Fight, flight, freeze, faint, or fawn. These are all parts of the fight or flight coping mechanism that happens at a subconscious level in our brain. When we're triggered, we move into one of these actions. All of these may be a regular brain protocol for you, and until you learn how to self-soothe, breathe, and respond versus react, fight or flight is going to probably be your normal response to pain or upset or, fear. Once the brain is entrained with healthy coping and learns to respond strategically in a healthy manner, then it becomes easier and more available for you to calmly move through challenges and problems. Consistent responding means that you're paying attention to the subconscious messages that something's wrong. It could be a physical pain in your body. It could be an emotional pain in your heart. It could be a memory or a trigger or a thought or a feeling. It can be emotional feelings and it can be physical feelings. It can be palpable. It can be labored breathing. It can be restless sleep. It can be an inability to eat, or it can be overeating. The subconscious lets us know that something is wrong in a variety of ways. It will go the length to get the message across to us. It's our job to pay attention to the signs and the clues that the subconscious is trying to speak to us. So consistent responding versus reacting. When you respond to a problem, it means that you are assertive and you do your due diligence and you are determined and you are consistent with dedicated action to make correction, whatever that correction is. So consistent responding means you are paying attention to the subconscious messages. And responding means that you look for the solution rather than suppressing the pain. You address the issues rather than act out or react negatively. You breathe, you reset the brain, you calm the nervous system, and you heal the broken or shattered heart. Now, of course, in order to do this, you have to pay attention. But with consistent attention and dedication to yourself and self-awareness and bravery and self-love, you can rewire and you can remain self-regulated. Self-regulation means that you are healthy. It means that you are able to manage your life. Whatever comes up, as opposed to your life mismanaging you.